Someone secretly sent Will this, leaving him speechless. Bold and the beautiful spoilers. Will Spencer thought he knew secrets. Growing up in the Spencer family meant secrets were currency, traded, weaponized, and buried beneath charm and confidence. But nothing in his young life prepared him for this. The envelope arrived without warning. No return address. No note explaining who sent it. Just his name, Will Spencer, written in precise, unfamiliar handwriting. It sat on the marble kitchen counter at the beach house, stark against the sunlight pouring in from the Pacific. For a long moment, Will only stared at it, his heart pounding for reasons he couldn't yet explain. Somewhere deep inside, he already knew. The house was unusually quiet. Bill was in meetings. Katie was out early. Liam had texted that he'd stop by later. Will had planned to grab cereal, head out, and clear his head before class. Instead, the envelope changed everything. He picked it up slowly, turning it over in his hands. The paper was thick, expensive. Whoever sent it didn't rush. Whoever sent it wanted this to matter. Will hesitated. Then he opened it. Inside was not a letter. It was a photograph. His breath caught instantly. The image was old, but preserved. A hospital room. A newborn baby wrapped in a blue blanket. A woman holding the child, her face turned slightly away from the camera, exhaustion and love etched into every line. And standing beside her, Will felt his knees weaken. Bill Spencer. But younger. Softer. Vulnerable in a way Will had never seen. And written on the back, in the same precise handwriting. He never knew. And now, neither did you. The room seemed to tilt. Will dropped into a chair, gripping the edge of the counter as his pulse roared in his ears. His first instinct was denial. His second was panic. His third, rage. What was this supposed to mean? He flipped through the envelope again. There was more. A folded document. Hospital records. A birth certificate. And then, his hands trembled now, another piece of paper. A DNA test. Will stared at the names. Father, William Spencer Jr. Child. The child's name was redacted. But the date wasn't. The year wasn't. And the implications were impossible to ignore. Will whispered, barely audible. No, this isn't real. But it was. Somewhere across town, a woman sat alone in her apartment, watching the ocean from a distance. She held a phone in her hand, waiting. She knew the moment Will open that envelope, everything would change. She had debated this for years. But secrets had a way of demanding daylight. And this one involved a Spencer. Flashbacks flooded the story, years ago, when Bill Spencer was powerful but reckless, when one night turned into a lifetime of consequences. A woman whose name never made the headlines. A pregnancy hidden. A child raised away from the chaos of Los Angeles' wealth and drama. A child Bill never knew existed. And now? That child was connected to Will. Bill didn't expect the look on Will's face when he walked into the beach house that evening. Pale. Shaken. Furious. Hey, what's going on? Bill asked casually, setting his phone down. Will didn't answer. He slid the photograph across the table. Bill froze. The air drained from the room. Where did you get this? Bill asked quietly. That was all Will needed. You recognize it, Will said, his voice cracking. So don't lie to me. Who is that baby? Bill swallowed hard. Will. No, Will snapped. You don't get to will me. I want the truth. Right now. For the first time in a long time, Bill Spencer looked afraid. The truth comes out. Bill sat down heavily. I didn't know, he said. I swear to you. I never knew. Will laughed bitterly. You always say that. Bill ran a hand through his hair, staring at the photograph like it might disappear if he looked away. She never told me, Bill continued. She left town. I thought it was over. I thought. You thought wrong, Will said. Silence stretched between them. Then Will dropped the DNA test on the table. Bill's face went white. You have another son, Will whispered. Or daughter. I don't even know. And neither do you. Bill's voice was hoarse. Who sent this? Will shook his head. That's the part that scares me most. Someone is pulling the strings. The anonymous sender had planned this perfectly. They knew where Will would be. They knew what would hurt the most. And they knew Bill Spencer's greatest weakness, family. Elsewhere, Katie sensed something was wrong. Liam noticed Will wasn't answering his calls. Brooke heard whispers at Forrester about a Spencer secret resurfacing. And the woman watching the ocean finally received a text. He opened it. She closed her eyes. It started, she whispered. Will spirals. That night, Will couldn't sleep. Questions haunted him. Did he have a sibling out there? Were they older? Younger? Did they know who their father was? Did they know who Will was? And why now? The worst part wasn't the secret itself. It was the realization that someone had chosen him to carry the weight of it. The shocking twist. Days later, another envelope arrived. This one contained a single sentence. You already know them. Will felt his heart stop. Images raced through his mind. Faces. Names. People he trusted. People who had always felt familiar. And suddenly, one name rose above the rest. Will whispered it in disbelief. No, it can't be. But deep down, he knew. Will discovers the identity of his secret sibling, and it's someone already deeply connected to the Spencer and Forrester families. Bill is forced to confront a past mistake that could change his legacy forever. The anonymous sender steps closer to revealing themselves. And Will must decide, protect his family, or expose the truth to everyone. One envelope. One secret. And the Spencer family will never be the same again.